Exactly. It's like, it's a process, man. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing in my room. I'm like, I'm rapping in my phone, and then if I don't like it, I have to scratch it, and then I have to do it again, and then I have to try to change the tempo and everything like that. And half the time I'm doing it without a beat. So like, I'll generate a beat first, how I want it, and then I'll make my freestyle to that, and then I'll make it into a song, and then I'll just keep on building off of that. Paso Robles Podcast. Eddie Murphy looked up to Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor looked up to Red Fox, and so it's 3 generations of like the best comedians to be out there. Red Fox actually used to run with Pat, the guy who plays Mr. Miyagi. I did not know Mr. Miyagi was a comedian until a couple years ago. He's hilarious. He was also on Sanford and Son. He's always made a bunch of cameos on there. That's one of my favorite shows to watch. Have you ever seen that, Sanford and Son?
You know what's funny about Mr. Miyagi? Like, I mean, this, I'm sure everybody, a lot of people have seen it already, but I remember when he was being interviewed, they were talking to him about how he came up with the accent. Because in the interview, he sounds like a normal, regular person. Yeah.
Very white voice. Like, very clear, white, articulate, and everything like that. Like, insane.
Yeah. And I was just like, it's interesting because when you really look at people who are portraying, like, people with accents, in real life, they're not really...
Like Bobby Lee, I hate his fucking Asian accent. Or am I allowed to cuss on this? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Bobby Lee, I hate his accent. Every time he does anything, I just skip the clip because it's like, it's almost offensive.
His accent to his like own people?
Yeah, to his own people. His Asian accent is absolutely horrible.
Well, because he over-dramatizes, like, he's like, hello, whatever. Exactly. And it's funny because, like, Theo Von, again, back to Theo Von, he said something fun. He was, like, talking to Bobby Lee, right? He's like, okay, pretend you're my father. Okay. He's like... Daddy, he's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Andrew Santino does a great one when he does it.
Andrew Santino,
the redhead that he does the podcast with, the bad friend.
Oh yeah.
He does a really good Asian accent whenever they do they're doing their bits and stuff like that. He does a good one. But Bobby, I just don't like Bobby Lee's. But I am a fan of Bobby Lee. Have you ever seen Kicking It Old School?
I have.
From the early 2000s when he's like breakdancing and shit like that. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Oh, I love Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy is amazing. Malibu's Most Wanted. I probably wouldn't be a rapper if it wasn't for that movie.
Really?
Traffic. Looking for my chapstick. I don't know where it went. There's a Ford Maverick.
Yeah, no, it's funny. You know, every once in a while, I'll be driving and I'll like
say
traffic, looking for my chapstick. It's hilarious. So I think one of the things that like I'm a big fan of when it comes to like comedy is you can make shit up, and that was the big thing when we were growing up. Like, you talked about George Lopez, you talked about like Carlos Mencia and stuff like that. And to me, like, their comedy was relatable, right? Being Mexican, I mean, you're Mexican, right? Like, you're not like Puerto Rican or something.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm Mexican. Never met my father, but my mom says she's Mexican, and then my great grandma. So like, you know how America was Mexico at one point? So my great great grandmother, she woke up one day and then she was in America. You know, after they got taken over, she from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
I don't know what that is.
New Mexico.
I've never heard of Las Cruces. There's a lot of places I haven't heard of.
No, yeah, there's a lot of places I haven't heard of.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm actually I'm more interested in how you grew up. So we'll I guess we're gonna go start from the very beginning. Start from the beginning. So let's start from the very beginning.
In the Book of Genesis, it says.
So where were you born? Did you always live in Paso? And we'll start from there.
Yeah, I was born in Porterville, California. My mother was 19. I was her second child. She had her first child at 13, my big brother Juan. And then she had me at 18, and after me at 19, she had Santos. And then at 24, she had my brother Isaiah. Unfortunately, around 23, she was supposed to have my sister, but she miscarried her. And after that sent my mother, how do you say? My life is a Disney movie compared to the life my mother had. You know what I mean? I never tried to complain. When I was younger, I was angry. But after you become an adult, you actually start to realize what life is. And it's like, my mom had 3 kids already at the age of 19, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of shit is that? But we were born in Porterville. She met my dad at a pistachio factory, she said. And he had a wife and family already. He was like an older gentleman. And so my mother was actually the mistress. And so after I was born, I guess he was there for when I was born, but he's not on my birth certificate. And after a couple of months, I guess his wife and his grandmother didn't want anything to do with me. So like he sort of just had to like distance himself. That's what my mother says. So she says that's why I've never met him. And then she met my brother's dad, Santos, piece of shit, biggest piece of shit in the world. And after she got away from him, I think that's when we moved to Slow County. I think the first place we moved to was no, we didn't even move out of Slough County yet. We were still in Port Oregon. We went to Terabella, which is just a 30-minute drive from there, where we got like a little barn. Like there was a barn outside, and then we had the main house, and then the owner of the farm would like come by like once a week or something like that and like tend to the thing. We lived there for a little bit, and then we lived in a little trailer, and then we came to, I believe it was a Atascadero, and then we went to Shandon, and then we went back to Paso, and then my mom and dad separated, so then my stepdad, and then we went to live at the Paul Bunyan Inn in Porterville, and then we went to the Tavern Inn in Porterville, and then they got back together. Then we moved back over here, and then my mom started beating my dad because she has schizophrenia and bipolarism, and because like I said, her life was very depressing. And then after she lost my sister, it just, it snapped as you can imagine. So my mother, we were taken away from her when I was around 12 or 13. And then I lived with my stepdad, who he did the best he could. He raised me in Santos. And then at 18, he said it was time to go. So we both moved out. I was the first one to go. And then after I moved out, I was working at the gym in Atascadero. And my friend at the time also knew a girl that worked there, and then her boyfriend moved from Oakland, and he got an apartment, and he needed a roommate, and then I needed a room, so then I got into his place, and then we were living there. Then I was very lonely, you know what I mean? Because like I was 18, all my friends were still living at home, none of them really had cars, and I was like, and I grew up in Atascadero for high school, so and I lived in El Paso at this time, so like nobody was around. So every night, that's actually how I got into like Naruto and stuff like that. It'd be like 3 a.m. because I have really bad insomnia. I've always had since I was a kid. So I bought a beanbag and a 60-inch TV. That was like my very first purchase ever. So at like 3 a.m, I was just sitting there, and I just started smoking at that time because I waited till after I got my own place to start smoking. So I'll just be hitting my pen, watching Naruto until like 3 a.m. And then I'll just go to work, come back, and then I started working at Denny's. And one of the workers there, her daughter moved from like the valley as well, and she went through foster care as well, kind of like I did. And she had a very we were able to relate with each other. You know what I mean? It's very, I could never date a girl who had like both parents in her life and like had like a structured family. I know that sounds weird, but it's like they would look at my family and judge it. Because in high school, my girlfriend at the time, her family was very judgmental. Like they like looked down on my family because we were more ghetto. You know what I mean? But our family's love was much stronger than the love that they had. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter how many people you have in your family. Because me, I just have my mom, my grandma, and my brothers. I talk to my uncles on the phone every now and then. One of them doesn't talk to us. The other one's in jail right now. He's always back and back. And the other one is living with my brother. Most of them don't have jobs. They sort of just hang around. My big brother, his style is find a woman, like a 50-year-old lady, and like she'll take care of him and shit like that. I remember once my brother, like that's my fucking who I have to look up to. I called him one time and I was like, "Hey bro, what are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm just out here looking for mushrooms on the ground." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Yeah, my buddy told me that if I get a whole bag, I can sell it for like $100. I've just been out here all day just trying to find them on the floor." I was like, "Have you found a job yet?" He was like, "No, not yet. Right now I'm just trying to stick to this mushroom thing." And I'm just like, "Good luck with that, bro." You know what I mean? But then I had to tell him, I was like, "Dude, the one that you're looking for, there's 2 different mushrooms. There's one that is super psychedelic, and then the other one, it looks identical to it. It'll kill you instantly," and everything like that. So I was like, "Be careful, dude." Yeah. But yeah, he does. Over there in Porterville, it's really about the environment. There's no hope over there. Probably the best thing my mom did was getting us out of there and then bringing us over here. Yeah. Because whenever my brothers, they go over there to visit and stuff like that, they always come back as pendejos, talking very disrespectful and stuff like that. They have that stupid ass thing. Like, I hate it so much. The way they talk. Like when I was younger too, I even tried to like make sure I articulated my words. I did not want to be like associated with like stupidness like that. It's so ignorant, especially because like people think that it's glorified and everything like that, but then they don't realize like My uncle didn't. His daughter doesn't even speak to him. He missed so many years of her life because he was in prison, and then like when he was out, he was just an asshole out on the streets and all kinds of stuff like that. And unfortunately, she doesn't even want anything to do with him now, which I don't blame her for anything. And she had, God, her life too, dude, has been way harder than mine. So I brought her back to town a couple months ago to see her, and then she was just super happy about that because we haven't seen her in like 10 years. My little niece, and she's, I believe, 19 now, and now she's working at a house where she helps like old people and stuff like that. She's starting to get her car. She's about to save up to get her own place and everything like that. She was abused when she was younger. Like, she went through a lot. So I'm very happy for her. Where was I going with this?
This episode is brought to you by Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street. Craving something delicious in Paso Robles? Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street has you covered. Enjoy tasty sandwiches, fresh salads, and smoothies like the Banana Nut Blast, my personal favorite. Kick back on the covered patio, sip on a cold beer and wine, and enjoy the easy parking. Order online for pickup or dine-in. And here's a treat. Use promo code PODCAST for $5 off your next order. That's PODCAST for $5 off your next order. Open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rad Scooter Deli. Local flavor, fast and fresh. This episode is sponsored by Western Janitor Supply. They have cleaning supplies and equipment for any workplace. Call today at 805-238-2112. They provide an extensive line of chemicals, paper products, and floor equipment. Again, that's Western Janitor Supply, located in downtown Paso Robles. This episode is sponsored by Lion Pro Flooring. Give new life to your floors with beautiful, professionally installed flooring. Whether it's hardwood, luxury vinyl, or carpet, your home deserves a quality you can feel and craftsmanship you can trust. Serving Paso Robles in all of SLO County, Lion Pro Flooring is your local expert in transforming spaces. Call or text 805-712-3710 for a free estimate today. That's 805-712-3710. Lion Pro Flooring, when quality matters.
I just let you go.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the most like purest things that I've seen somebody do.
Oh.
You're going through a lot of information in your head, and you're trying to
Calculate it all. Like, there's a lot
as you're going, and and this is where I get the opportunity to kind of like help you kind of translate that more. So there's a lot of things you just said, right? One of the things is your mom had mental issues.
Yes. So she had depression when she was younger, and because like my mother, when she tells me stories, it breaks my heart. I remember she'll be laughing about it, but it's so sad. She was telling me when she was 11, she was like, "Yeah, I remember we were in the cornfields and I was with this guy. We were doing coke and everything like that, and they were just kicking it." I was like, "When you were 11, Mom?" It was like, my grandmother is one of the nicest women I've ever met in my life, but as you know, grandma isn't what she was when she was younger, you know what I mean? So my mother had to go through a lot. All my uncles had to go through foster care and like different homes and stuff like that. And my mother, she was abused sexually, physically, and stuff like that. So she went through a lot. And then, having a kid at 13, having to go to school still, then getting pregnant again. All the men that she got pregnant with are pieces of shit. Family's pieces of shit. I only know a couple of them because my mom, and my grandmother, you don't need to know them. They're like, there's no reason for you to even speak to them. So my mom, after my sister passed away, that's what really triggered her, and that's what just set her off. And then slowly but surely her mind started to deteriorate. And that was probably the worst thing ever, is seeing my mom's mind, deteriorate. Because I have two different memories of her. The one of my mom is cool now. She's chill and everything like that. We just kick it. We just eat food and get high all the time. But this is like my 5th day being sober, though. I don't smoke anymore. I'm trying to get clean. Thank you. But yeah, she's really chilling now. But before, she used to cry every single night. And like I said, that's why I started getting into comedy, because I wanted to make her laugh. And but she actually showed me hip hop too. That was the cool thing. Like every time I would get upset, I remember a bunch of different memories all at once. There was one time I walked into the living room because I was like bopping my head because we had DirecTV for like 3 months, and if you get to like channel 1000, it starts to get to like the music genres and stuff like that. And she was listening to like 90s hip hop, and then I was like bobbing my head in the room, and I come in and I see Queen Latifah and the dashiki and everything like that, looking badass as fuck. I was like, Queen Latifah, and she was like badass on. Then she showed me Crisscross and all kinds of other things, and I just started like, there's nothing like it. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't really explain it. And then I remember when I was in 3rd grade, my buddy, he gave me Run DMC's Greatest Hits, because he was telling me about them. I never heard about them. And the first time I heard Mary Mary, that was the first track I heard. It was like the record scratching. I literally immediately turned to the chair. I was like, what the fuck was that? The record scratching, it made me, I instantly fell in love with it. Then, you know, like, it's tricky, tricky, tricky. Like, they're just super cool. And then I saw the music videos. You got Penn and Teller in there fucking doing magic tricks and shit like that. Like, it was just such a cool vibe. And then my whole life's changed when my mom brought home this movie called Nothing But Trouble. Have you ever seen that one?
I have not.
With Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. And Demi Moore is also in it, and so is John Candy. It's a great cast. Yeah, great cast. And then halfway through the film, Digital Underground, do you know who they are? Humpty Hump, like Humpty Dance is your chance. He's my favorite rapper of all time, Shock G, aka Humpty Hump. When he was in there, he was like, watch what you're doing because I'm about to ruin. You know what I mean? And I was just like, who is that guy? Big ass coat, big nose, big hat, just dancing around, having fun. And I didn't know that Shock G and Humpty Hump was the same person, because they were both part of Digital Underground, and they would both be in the music video and everything like that. So what he would do, he would get his cousin, and then because he looked just like him, so then they would be able to perform the thing. He even came up with like a whole background for him. His name was Gregory Humphrey, I believe. And yeah, he just made a whole like persona for that guy. He had a bunch of them. But anyway, so he was in that movie, and then I started listening to hip hop, and my mom really loved hip hop. She also really loved Mary J. Blige. She also really loved Etta James. So growing up, I had a lot of really different influences, and so like I would hear the songs that my mom would like and sing and everything like that. So I'll try to remember them, and then I would put them in the playlist and stuff like that. So whenever she was upset, I'll put them on, and then like, you know, be singing love and happiness with her and stuff like that, or I'll just put on a comedy show, or like I said, I would just start saying jokes to her and stuff like that, and that would always help and everything like that. But those days when it was like rough, but I don't hate her for any of it. If anything, I feel really bad, you know what I mean? Because like now I can guarantee my mom doesn't cry, you know what I mean? Because now that I'm an adult, I can make sure of that. And so she's doing really good now. It was just, she had to go through a lot when she was younger.
This episode is sponsored by Santos Bros Plumbing. Are you in need of a dependable and effective plumber you can trust? Look no further than Santos Bros Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers in Paso Robles, California. Call them now at 805-360-4679. That's Santos Bros Plumbing. This episode is sponsored by Valeria Noves with RE/MAX, your local real estate expert here in the Paso Robles and Central Coast. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, Valeria makes the process smooth, personal, and stress-free. She's bilingual, experienced, and ready to help. ¿Hablas español? Ella también. Call Valeria today at 805-212-6387 and let's get you a home. This episode is brought to you by the White Wave Wellness. Choose to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a process of change and growth towards a mentally and physically healthy lifestyle. Reach out to Jennifer Hale to learn more about how this water can change your life.
Yeah.
And my mom is only 44 right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Still young.
Yeah, exactly. So she still has a lot of life. So I want to make sure that she laughs a lot.
Yeah. So the way you're describing music is something that you connect with your mom more. Right?
Oh yeah,
Even
no,
comedy,
everything about me is my mom.
Like even before when you told me about doing stand up at the I want to say the Poorhouse or maybe other places.
I was doing it in LA.
In LA,
Yeah, when I went down there.
So when you told me about you do stand up, and this is when I first started to get to know you, and then later on you started showing me the music and all that stuff, and it's all really cool. We'll get to that, but it's interesting to see like you're using comedy, using music, and it all just kind of connects back to your mom.
Everything.
Like you saw what she went through. You were there firsthand and secondhand knowledge by your other relatives, and you're like, I think the interesting part is like when I hear that and other siblings aren't doing something similar to cheer up their mother, it makes me wonder is like to you, she snapped, as in she kind of spiraled, and then now she's better, right?
Yeah.
When your sister died, but there's something else that probably happened to her to protect you in a way. I don't know if you think about that. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know. The only way I can explain it is, like, let's say you're driving and you're about to hit something, and the best way to save everybody is kind of for you to hit something else first. And that's, I think, what I'm getting from your mother. Even though I never met her, is she went, this happened, something mentally, like, broke or was already broken, but just got amplified.
Yeah.
But something subconsciously somehow gave you messages to say comedy and music will not just save her, but save you. You know?
No, everything I like has always been influenced by my mother. Like, it all starts with my mom. I've never once doubted that if my mom loved us. You know what I mean? Like, she has always loved us. She's done absolutely everything she could. My mom, whenever I feel like, whenever my mom literally sold Avon, sold vacuums, and sold knives, like, all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, and she, meanwhile, working a normal job and stuff like that, she was always grinding. She did everything she could to make sure that we had food, or that we had a place and stuff like that. So she motivates me. She's my biggest motivation, as well as my grandma. My grandma's the one who takes care of her right now because my mom's on disability. My grandma's still working. She works at the hospital, and she was a housekeeper, but now she's the lady who cleans up all the surgery equipment and stuff like that. So she's slowly moving up and everything like that. But my grandma and my mother, I respect them very much, and they're the reason I'm able to sit here with you today. Honestly, like, I can guarantee say that. Not only that, a lot of the most biggest influences in my life are the women in my family. And I've known my wife for almost 10 years now, and my suegra, she's been in my life for pretty much the entire time. I love her to death. She's just as important to me as my mother. You know what I mean? She accepted me immediately, and she showed me love since day one. And she's the hardest working woman, one of the hardest working women I've ever met in my life. Right now, she's currently working 2 jobs. She supports herself, and she supports her mother inside Honduras. She pays for her house. She pays for all her food and her medicines and stuff like that. She also takes care of her kids that she has in Honduras, who are fucking 30 years old and plus, and they're still calling her and asking her for money and everything like that. It's actually getting really annoying because, like, my suegra, she stresses out a lot. She has to work a lot. And me and Adriana are the only ones who actually really help her. So we try to help her out as much as we can, because I hate seeing the fact that she had to get a second job. Like, I felt really bad that she does. And after she got the job, that's when I was like, well, let me go to her room, write a fucking song, and shake my ass with the camera so I can get some more money. Because, like, that's the main goal in the end of it. It's just I want to help out the women in my family. You know what I mean? They've done everything they could, absolutely everything. So now they deserve everything. You know what I mean?
That's a lot to carry, man. Do you find yourself thinking about the future or thinking about the past more?
Future. I don't really dwell on the past anymore. I used to when I was younger, but like I said, when I turned 18, I started living on my own and actually started, like, realizing life. And I don't care about the past anymore. It made me who I am. I feel like if I did grow up in a 2-family home, I would have been like a little shit. You know what I mean? Like, I am who I am because of everything that happened. And my mom is who she is because of everything that happened. And if it wasn't for my mom going through everything and me going through everything, we wouldn't be who we are. Yeah. We could be completely different people. Even if it was like I said, even if you have a whole family, you could be fucking miserable and everything like that. But right now, we're not. Everything's good. You know what I mean? Even my stepdad, I talked to him and everything like that. Everything is good. My big brother Juan, I haven't spoken to him in a while. He's over there in Porterville doing his thing, and my uncle's over there. But I do everything I can to talk to my little brothers because having a kind of a fuck up for an older brother, I don't want them to look at me the same way. So I make sure I text them all the time and everything like that. Anytime they're into something, I was like, you can do it, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, my little brother Santos, he's a TikToker, and he's also he wants to be a boxer. He's very good. He's very good at fighting. He just, when you're, like, super good at something, but you just don't have an opportunity, you know what I mean? Like, to show what you can do. Like, if he was able to just go to, like, an actual, like, he's done a couple of amateur fights and stuff like that, and he won them all. But then he hurt himself. But he's never been in front of, like, an actual, like, where he can show what he can do in front of like a big crowd.
He hasn't got like a sponsor to get him to the right channels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I tried telling him to get into that YouTuber boxing because those guys are scrubs compared to him. Like I know, like I said, I know he's my brother and everything, but like he will beat the fuck out of any of you guys. Like literally, he's super good at boxing, and but we're all really good at fighting. Like I'm very good at wrestling. If me and him boxed, he'd probably knock me out. But if me and him wrestled, I'd slam the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're both really good at both of them, and that's also really helps because in high school, wrestling was the only sport that I stuck with all 4 years because that was the most therapeutic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always tell my friend, like, he thinks it sounds weird or suspect whenever I say, like, I miss being picked up by like a 300-pound dude and getting slammed against the wall. Like, it's just an adrenaline rush that you get, and you just get up and you're like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I think with that, there's something like in our genetics, too. Like
no,
as
absolutely.
a man.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously like we live in the world today where like if you are the normal stereotypical man or normal stereotypical woman is almost being challenged now, right? It's like if you're too emotional as either a woman or a man, it's not okay. If you're too I don't know, like being a man is defining it now is a problem.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where the tough part comes. When you share that, I'm just like, yeah, I can relate.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, in today's world and culture, somebody can come in and just tear that apart. It's like, why do you feel like you have to be so strong? Are you just, a violent person?
Yeah.
Like, and they or whatever the case is. And my mind just goes to like, have you ever seen kids wrestle? Like they enjoy it.
They do. They love it.
Especially the boys. They'll wrestle more than the girls. And then we start going down that topic of who's what, he or she, they, them, and all that stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta stop because it's for one, I'm okay with it. If that's how they need to identify it, that's great and all. But when I feel myself trying to project what I want other people to think, then I'm like, okay, what am I doing to like, I'm being a hypocrite, you know? So it's like, I feel like I always have to tread lightly or at least hear the other person out before I even start making I start putting my input on things. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, I've seen guys, grown men wrestle, and they look like kids because they're just having so much fun.
It's a blast, dude. It's so much fun. Even fucking Mark Zuckerberg is over there doing judo and shit, winning gold. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Freaking Tom Holland. Not Tom Holland.
Lopez.
Mario Lopez, yeah. What's his face? The guy who plays Venom.
Tom
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's like a jiu-jitsu black belt or something like that. Like, it's
I saw an article says like, here's this actor, Tom Hardy. Not a lot of people know, but he like dominated.
Yeah, he dominates, dude. He's insanely good. There's a lot of people who are like that. Even Joe Rogan. Well, but that's the obvious one.
Yeah.
But what you were saying, I'm pretty sure that's just in the U.S. You ever seen like Mongolians? Like those are real fucking men, dude. Like you should watch some Mongolian traditional wrestling. They are massive, dude. Just walking down the thing, and they're not crying over shit because they literally come from Genghis Khan. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh no. There's Joe Rogan talks about that about Genghis Khan, how he pretty much took out half the world's population.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and there was also rape in there. So he says there's a possibility that you're, most likely somebody
I think it's like
is
around
already
70-80% of the world has Genghis Khan.
He just went through and just started like mass murdering and conquering and shit.
Do you know how he died?
Huh?
Do you know how he died? A fucking nosebleed.
Seriously?
Yeah, like
choked on nosebleed.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
and then he was buried, and everybody who was there that buried him killed themselves too, because like they don't actually know where it's at. They believe they know where it's at, but it's kind of like you're not allowed to go there. You know what I mean? Everybody sort of respects the fact like that's where he probably stays, but no one's allowed to see his thing.
Like his burial ground?
Yeah, his burial ground. Like he kept it very secret. Everybody who was in attendance to his funeral had to kill themselves right then and there. And
which is interesting for somebody who literally took a world stage in conquering, wanted something isolated and
he was
personal
just him, bro.
At the very end.
Yeah, like at the end, like what more could you really want? He had the whole world.
He had the whole world. So, and Joe Rogan talks about how he like pretty much wiped out a lot of most of the population or something like that, like to the point where it actually affected climate.
Like it was increasing, like improving the world.
Yeah,
like Thanos kind of like, when he took out 50% of people, and everybody was like, oh, I mean, birds are coming back. There's a lot more whales in the ocean.
Yeah, and it's funny though, because like when Thanos said that, there's so like I've seen so many conversations about. I'm like, I mean, was he a bad guy? Like,
no, like he was actually trying to like. That's why he's such a good villain, because it wasn't like he was just there to be an asshole.
Yeah,
he just knew he's the only one that can actually get that job done. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, first it was by blunt force, murdering and like killing.
Well,
everybody.
Do you read the comics?
No, I haven't read the comics.
The reason in the comic books why he tries to destroy half the universe is because Death is a female. He's in love with Death. Death wants nothing to do with him. So she said, maybe if you're the last person in the world who's alive, then I'll give you a chance. So that's when he gets the gauntlet. That's when he starts defeating everybody. He kills everybody, and then the very last person he has to like kill is like Deadpool, because Death is in love with Deadpool, because Deadpool can't die. Yeah. So he'll die for a second, then he'll regenerate, so they can they get to date kind of. Yeah. And so Thanos hates him. I think he eventually finds a way to kill him. A couple 100 years go by. He goes back in time to get young Thanos, and then they throw a battle, because she was like, well, now that you're the last person alive, I'm Death. I kind of can't be with you because you're alive, but he can't die. So then he gets the younger Thanos to try to kill him. So they're fighting, and he's like about to lose, and he's like, please, Thanos, kill me. And then he was like, what the fuck? He's like, did you just say please? He was like, we're Thanos, we don't say please. He's like, you're a bitch. That's literally what he like tells him. So then he goes back in time and kills himself inside the womb, because he was like, he saw his future here. He ends up as a begging bitch, and so he's like, I'd rather not live. And so that's how Thanos actually dies in the comics books. He chokes himself with his own umbilical cord.
That is insane.
That's why in the movie when
graphic.
that's why in the movie when Rhodes is like, why don't we just go back in time, and like it was making a reference to the actual comic book.
Interesting. Yeah. I never read the comic books.
Check them out on YouTube. I don't do the physical comic books either, because it's hard to come by. There's a person who just voiceovers them all and everything like that.
Comic Storian.
Yeah,
guy. That's the guy who I got into when Deadpool was about to come out, the movie, and I was like, I kind of knew of him because he showed up in Spider-Man on the animated series.
Oh yeah.
He was like breaking the fourth wall, and he kept being like, he was a funny character. So when I saw that the movie was going to come out and Ryan Reynolds was going to play him, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, Ryan Reynolds. But I didn't know enough, so I started kind of looking him up. And the first comic book that Comic Storian that I watched, Comic Storian explain, was Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
I was up all night just watching parts 1 through whatever. And at the very end, when I mean, there's more to it, but there was one part where like he gets out of the comic book and then goes to the writer's room to go kill them, and then he stops and he turns around and looks at the screen again. He goes, I know I'm not out yet. And I'm just like, oh my God. And that kind of made me think of like the worst case scenario of humanity here. What if somebody woke up one day, is like, hey, I'm Deadpool, and like decided to kill other people?
Oh, I know. Yeah, there's people who are like that,
because there's people that actually take it to heart.
I guarantee there's somebody in a straitjacket right now who thinks he's Deadpool.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Like the movie came out and everything. He's constantly breaking the fourth wall. The comic books breaks the fourth wall, and I'm just, and for some reason, I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, oh, I'm the Joker from The Dark Knight. Remember that shooting in Aurora, Colorado?
The guy thought he was a Joker.
Something along the lines of he even like his mugshot looked like, I don't know if it was a mugshot or not, but he definitely had like a little bit longer hair. I'll have to double check everything because I don't want to. I want to fact check myself. Huh?
Heath or Joaquin?
Probably Heath Ledger. And that was The Dark Knight when Heath Ledger. I don't know if he committed suicide. It was suicide, right? Heath Ledger?
I don't really remember how he died, but I think he was like going through depression. A lot of people like to say that it was the character and everything like that. He's an actor. I mean, he didn't go crazy being the Joker. Fucking Jack Nicholson didn't.
Yeah. Well, so that's another thing too, is like, I think a lot of people, when they go through that or they try to explain it that way, it's because of the method acting or is it whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I think there was already there.
Yeah, no, he was going through shit already.
Now there was something that kind of either amplified it or triggered that person to do what they
Could
need
have
to
been
do.
Brokeback Mountain.
Could have been Brokeback Mountain, man. that changes people. But at the same time, it's like, and this is where I go back to your mom too. Is like, thank God she didn't have that one job.
Yeah.
Thank God she didn't have that one boyfriend. Thank God she didn't live in that one town that
Would have cranked
could
it
have
out.
been
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
You know, like I think about those things because, like, I don't know, maybe and that's when I think when I ask, do you think about the future or the past? For me, it's like the past is if what could have gone differently. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I don't think of it negatively. It's like it's more for like the positive side. Like the chances of us being alive is 1 trillion to 1.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of winning the lottery than being alive.
This is probably a simulation. That's what I tell my wife all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell her too, I was like, this is probably a simulation of a simulation of a simulation of a simulation. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, that's too funny. No, and I was up one night with a couple buddies recently at Denny's. We were having pie. We just got hungry for pie. And I told them my theory on pretty much everything, which is all just my mind working, right? And trying to make sense of it all. And what I basically told them is like, have you ever seen the movie Dogma? I think you would like it. It has Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They're fallen angels. I think they make fun of the Bible and the stories and stuff like that. But like,
it's very comical. So
it's very
not hard.
comical. But then at the same time, they reference a lot of like biblical stuff in the movie. And there's one thing I want to say Ben Affleck's character found a loophole to get back into heaven as a fallen angel. He says God gave the power to humanity, something along those lines, about whatever they write shall be, right? And in my head, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I just go through Star Trek. There's a lot of technology today that now exists because
I'm just waiting for the
visualized it, right? There's I go through back in the day when the original stories of vampires and werewolves, like, what if they actually existed because we started writing them back in the day? Like, there's all these things that go through my mind. It's like comic books, like we started writing them down, now it exists today. Like, there's The Simpsons, somebody started making the show that kind of started happening today. You do enough of that and like you're visualizing the potential future, and then it happens, and then people call you what's it called? Not a psychic. Somebody who predicts the future. What are they called? There's a word.
I know what you're talking about.
There's a word for that, but and in my head, I'm like, us as humanity is like, as long as we keep writing and visualizing what's gonna happen in the future, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
wasn't Vlad the Impaler like were vampires a thing before him?
I don't know.
No, he's the reason why he's like supposed to be Dracula, right?
See, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to. I want to learn more about that stuff. When I was a kid, I was freshman or sophomore in high school. For some reason, I liked getting into Greek mythology, and as I was reading it, I was like, "Oh, that's Jesus. Oh, that's this angel." Like, it's just a different.
Well, before you ever read the what's it called, the Book of Gilgamesh?
No.
Well, there's a lot of things that predate the Bible by like thousands of years, and the Bible just restates a lot of them and everything like that.
Yeah.
If you should check out the Epic of Gilgamesh, that it'll blow your fucking mind.
Epic of Gilgamesh. Okay.
I'll send you a link for it too. I'd like to. That's why when you were saying that, like, I think about these things, it's like, dude, trust me, I've already probably thought that shit, or like something 10 times way more crazy.
Weed.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Like, you ever heard of the Anunnaki and stuff like that? Like, you're into that?
Anunnaki. Why does it sound familiar?
It's supposed to be like where we came from and everything like that. Like we did have like specimens here that were technically human, but they weren't necessarily smart or intelligent. And it's said that they spliced our DNA to actually make us smarter. And which is weird because Neanderthals and stuff like that. There was also there was Neanderthals and there was something else. I forget the name of it.
Homo sapiens.
Yeah. Neanderthals, their brain was much bigger and they were much stronger than us, but we were much smarter than them. And it turns out there's literally one difference between them and Neanderthals. It was this one like chemical or gene or something like that was in our thing, and it had to be put there. Like, so they were just like, now ever since they got that one gene, they were able to think much more better and everything like that. And they said that they wanted to make us strong enough and smart enough to be able to control so that we could mine gold for them. It's a huge story. It's like their planet was dying. They needed an atmosphere. In order to fix the atmosphere, they needed gold, because gold is actually, and it can fix a lot of freaking things. People just like it because it's shiny, but it's actually an incredible element. And so they came down here to get the gold and everything like that. And they were like, this shit's heavy. And we're like, why don't we have these guys do it for us and stuff like that? And then after a while, they tried to make an even stronger one. So they were trying to splice the DNAs and stuff like that. But then they ended up making giants and all kinds of that's where we get the monsters in our lore, because they were genetic freaks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so then
half
they
animal, half, yeah.
So then they tried impregnating one of the humans with the sperm of the other one, and that's how we ended up coming up with the human race and stuff like that. The very first queen from the Sumerian, her head is shaped, like with that shape right there, and apparently she was supposed to be like really fucking tall, because their offspring were like, godlike. They were 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, and everything like that. And then slowly but surely, the DNA starts to get more and more human and stuff like that. But all across the world, they find skulls that are all, elongated and stuff like that. It's really crazy. And then every single culture in the world has a story of the flood. Other cultures have stories of a world before a moon that was very hazy, very misty everywhere. And then all of a sudden, we got the moon, and then that's when the flood happened. And now we have seasons, all kinds of other shit, and everything like that. That's a whole nother topic. The moon, it could be a freaking spaceship that was brought over here. It's like there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And all of it could be possible, and all of it's probably bullshit. So that's why I like to think of it as, because like it could happen. Like there's things that just line up, and it's like it's clear as day. But you know what I mean?
No, there's a lot of things that like is like, are we just writing it because we're trying to make a story out of it, or did we actually see it and are trying to document it and forgot that we're documenting rather than telling a funny story?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's one of the things I like that you're doing with the music on TikTok, is because you're manifesting a lot. That and I feel like I've said it a few times already. It's like, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You never know where you're going to be, because one of the things that's very interesting is, and I guess it's more of a question that you can answer. Are you using AI?
Yeah, I used to know.
Okay.
So I write all my own lyrics, 100% my own lyrics, because if you ask AI to make you a song, I literally, I was trying to show somebody how to use the app the other day, and I was like, I didn't want to have to like make a whole song right then and there, so I just went to AI to like generate me a song. It came with a song about lemonade. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not going to produce a song that that's gonna, you're gonna feel. So that's why I write all my own lyrics. I even rap into the app sometimes. Like the app will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I'm trying to explain this. Sorry.
So what I see happening is you write the lyrics, you plug them in, it generates the music.
Want me to show you how I do it real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess it's very quick. That's why whenever people ask me, like, I'm always very open about it, because I consider myself more of a songwriter than anything. You know what I mean? And instead of giving my song to somebody else, letting him make millions off of it, why not just exactly myself? So you just go into the app. You can do it on your phone or your desktop. You just hit this little button right here, and right here, if you want to rap into it, if you want to hum into it, you can make a beat.
Yeah.
And anything you can do, like literally anything, and then it will make a beat for you, like. That was ass, right? Yeah. And then you can just put, if you don't want to write a song, you can put generate lyrics. And then they have options for you to choose for your thing. I do a lot more, how do you say? I give it a lot more information whenever I make my things, but I'm just showing you really quick. This is how the quick way to do it. And then you just hit create. And then it takes about 30 seconds.
Internet's terrible here, so maybe.
It might take 45.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, it gives you little notes. Creating your next hit. Your beats are brewing. There we go.
That's funny.
That germ is the.
Yeah.
And then, so if you find one that you like, then you can go down to cover, and then you can cover it, and then you can change, you can add more to it. So if I wanted to have record scratching, Then I put record scratching, lo-fi effects, everything like that, and then I'll add it to it. And then if I want to add more to it, then I tell it what more that I want. If the lyrics aren't flowing right, then you rewrite it and how to make it flow right. And then if you can't catch the flow, then that's when you just rap into it, and then it'll go whatever you want. So half my songs are like I rap into it so I can get the flow. But if you write it, depending on how you write it, it can kind of it like figures out how to say it properly and everything like that. Because my
the more prompts you give it, the better it'll do, right?
Yeah, I've actually like it's crazy because when you sign up, you actually have to agree that you're okay with training the AI. And when I'm generating songs, because I don't just that was just like one song that I generated. For each song that I make, I generate around 100. You know what I mean? Trying to get it how I want it. And what was I saying?
You were showing me how you're making it and pretty much start to finish, which you already technically finished it. But anything above that, it's just you trying to fine tune it.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to fine tune it how I like it and everything like that. And because that's the most important part is like if you like it. And a lot of people are like really weird about it because as soon as you say AI, automatically like it goes, oh, it's like, oh, you didn't do shit with it. It was like, no, it took me a long time to make this shit. You know what I mean? Because you have to write the lyrics. And then you have to, just because you have lyrics, if you put it on a shitty beat, it's going to be crappy and everything like that. Everybody has their own style and stuff. So I try to make it how I like it, how I want it. And like I said, just because I'm not paying $1 million for a guy to make me a beat, you know what I mean, for 3 minutes, and then paying another guy to write the song for me, and then paying another dude to fucking perform it or feature me, something like that. You ever hear these rappers, like, how much for a feature? Oh, about $250,000. It's like, fuck you, $20 a month, I could do it myself. You know what I mean? So that's how I do it, because I'm just a songwriter. So if people say that it's not my voice, I know it's not my voice. You know what I mean? It's like, clearly I don't sing like fucking Smokey Robinson. If I had the voice to sing like Smokey Robinson, I wouldn't be on Suno. You know what I mean? Not only that, they say like, why don't you just learn how to make music? I'm slowly learning how to make music. I bought myself a guitar and a piano and stuff like that. I'm getting me like a little drum machine and shit like that. But I don't want to wait 5 years to be able to start producing and making stuff and everything like that. I got something to say now. I want to put my shit out now. I'm a songwriter. So right now, that's all I am. I'm just a songwriter. And I use AI to get my songs out to the world. And technically, I'm a rapper. Because like I said, I rap into the thing. It's like auto-tune. You know what I mean? People are using auto-tune and stuff like that. You ever see like people freestyling or like when they're doing like their raw audio, they sound absolutely fucking horrible. But then you hear the song.
I've seen those like biopics of like rappers and stuff like that. You know, like what's that one? Straight Outta Compton.
Great film.
With Easy.
I saw that at midnight on opening day.
Yeah. And it was funny. He's like cruising down the streets.
Exactly. They're like,
no,
that
you gotta say better, man. Man, you guys gotta get out of here.
Exactly. It's like, it's a process, man. And that's what I'm doing in my room. I'm like, I'm rapping in my phone, and then if I don't like it, I have to scratch it, and then I have to do it again, and then I have to try to change the tempo and everything like that. And half the time I'm doing it without a beat. So like I'll generate a beat first, how I want it, and then I'll make my freestyles to that, and then I'll make it into a song, and then I'll just keep on building off of that. And so it's like I am making music. People just don't like the way I do it. And one reason too why I love Shock G so much is because Digital Underground, the reason he calls it Digital Underground is because it was during that time when like the drum machines were starting to come out. Like people didn't have to play like actual string instruments. Even Prince says that in the future instruments are going to be obsolete. You know, I mean, people are going to be using technology and stuff like that. And right now that's what everybody uses. Everybody uses the technology and everything like that to do it. But AI is just the newer form of that. You know what I mean? So I don't have to be here like, you know what I mean? I can do that on this table like I just did. I don't need an actual machine, but then the AI will pick it up and then I can tell it what I want it to do. So I can take like some people take like a year on a song. I can do it in one day. You know what I mean? I don't need to wait for this person to finish this part and then send it to this guy so that he can work on it too. And then, you know what I mean? And so I really encourage people, like especially if you're just a songwriter and you don't want to be singing or anything like that, use the app. You know what I mean? Demonstrate your lyrics, because people are starting to realize like I can write pretty good. I've only been writing songs since April. That's when I started, and slowly but surely starting to get better. And hopefully within a year or two from now, I actually know how to make music and everything like that. Like it's a great way to start, and it's a great way to get your name out there. And that's the reason why I went with my real name for my music and everything like that. Like a lot of people are actually starting to know Emilio. You know what I mean? And I try to do like kind of like the Snoop Dogg thing where I spell out my name and like I say my name a lot inside the songs that people are like, oh, it's Emilio. You know what I mean? It's just really cool. As like I'm having a lot of fun with it. Whenever people try to judge it, you ever seen Naruto?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Guy Sensei?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So every time people are super negative with them, he goes, "Thank you for your support." So that's literally what I'll respond that to people who like negative comments and stuff like that. I just say thank you for your support and everything like that, because for every person who doesn't hate it, there's literally 1,000 people who did like it. You know what I mean? And so that's cool. I'm a big fan of AI music. I've been listening to it for a while. One of my favorite people of all time is your boy Sponge. My friends hate it, but I absolutely. He makes rap music with the voice of SpongeBob. And like Squidward and Patrick and Mr. Krabs and everything like that.
Oh my God.
And like people like write it off because it's so like it looks like as if a kid made it, but I don't even know how to explain it. But like it's just so good. His lyrics are absolutely insane. Like the flow, everything it's incredible production. Yeah. But then he has 1 million followers and a lot of people love it because like we understand it. Like he's just using what he has at hand and everything like that. And he's actually able to create something that's super fucking cool. And not only that, if he likes, I'm guessing he liked SpongeBob a lot as a kid. It must have been very influential for him. So now he's actually able to like make a living off of that. And that's so cool to me. And another guy named Netflix and Drill, he makes a bunch of drill songs as like Harry Potter characters and stuff like that. And it's fucking incredible. And I love stuff like that. And so do a bunch of other people. So like, even though a lot of other people say they hate it, I know for a fact that 1 million other people are going to love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think the cool part about what you're doing is you're putting your creative side out there, right? But the one thing, making videos, I mean, writing the songs, sure the AI helps a lot with that, a lot of the heavy lifting, like you said, but you still make the videos.
Yeah, still have to make the videos.
I don't think people realize you mouthing the words at the same rate and stuff like that as the video, and because I don't know if I doubt there's any AI for that. For you to sit there and actually sing the songs and keep tempo with it.
I could probably use Sora too, maybe, but I mean, then it wouldn't be accurate to the music and everything like that. But no, I actually have to, because like I said, I do rap the actual songs into the app, so like it is my flow. Like I can actually do it and everything like that. It's just like if I were to do it right now, the raw audio sounds horrible. You know what I mean? And especially when you have no beat on there too, it's just like could you rap with a pocket with a pocket? You know what I mean? It's like it's whatever. It's just rhyming. But
traffic.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it sounds.
Yeah. So, you put it on Spotify. I went on Spotify.
Yeah. So
you shared that with me.
I just dropped an album. I dropped it fucking 2 weeks ago, but DistroKid, the way they do it is like when you drop your very first thing, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks for them to send you your profile link, because Spotify you don't just post to Spotify. You have to go through DistroKid because I think they're the ones who pay you out and stuff like that. So Spotify doesn't have to deal with any of that stuff. So then when you post it up there, DistroKid will make your account for you. And then it takes about 2 or 3 weeks for them to send you your link to take over the page and everything like that. I posted the album about 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting on my link to be able to claim my page and everything like that.
Yeah. Which I think is cool because like with how easy, I'm not gonna say how easy it is to put things out there.
It is easy. No, they say it. Yeah. It is fucking easy.
But I think the hardest part is giving yourself permission to. Like the whole podcasting thing is like people are constantly talking to me about, I've been wanting to. I have these conversations. I have this. I want to talk about that, and I'm like,
do it. Yeah.
Why haven't you? Oh, it's because I just don't have the time. I'm like, we're talking right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's time. You're just not giving yourself permission, or you don't think you don't value it enough to be like, this has to happen. So you just dropped it 2 weeks ago, and that's awesome.
But I haven't even promoted it yet. And what's the cool thing though is that like I know I have actual fans because I already have like 1,500 monthly listeners, and I haven't even promoted it. But like I haven't
1,500 monthly listeners, and how many followers?
I'm not sure on Spotify yet because I don't have access to my analytics yet because of the thing. So that's why I haven't even promoted the album yet, because I wanted to wait till I'll be able to have access to my page. But since I connected it to my TikTok, like if you go on there, I think you can see like the songs that I have on the album, and so some people find it And when I went to go on my page yesterday, when I was listening to it, it said that I had like 1,400 monthly listeners. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I haven't even promoted it yet. So I'm pretty excited to promote it. And then it's very cool whenever like people are like, when is this song going to drop, or is the album coming soon? Like, there's a lot of people who have been DMing me asking me for the album, and I send it to them because like it is available up. So like I tell them like, well, here it is for you. You know, thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Somebody texted me yesterday telling me that my song Dear God literally brought them to tears because they related it with it so much, and I was like, that made me feel very proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That people are actually able to relate with it, because it is my soul that is in these songs. You know what I mean? Just because it was generated by AI doesn't mean I didn't make it. Because if you can make a song as good as me, fucking do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. With AI, just like make a song like Emilio. And if you think it's gonna sound good, then do it. But it's not going to. You know what I mean? You gotta write that shit. Yeah. And that's
So what's the album called?
Emilio.
Emilio?
Yeah, it's my introduction. You know, and just like it's just me. I got love songs on there. I got sad songs on there. I got raps on there. I even have one like emo rock song that my buddy challenged me to write, because I was like, sure, I'll try it. I like to. A lot of artists, unfortunately, whenever you're signed to a label, you're restricted and you're like confined to one style. You know what I mean? You could be a great lyricist, but then they want you to go bleep, blop, bloop, blop. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're just stuck doing that shit for 10 years. But I can make an R&B album today if I wanted to. I could make a Motown album if I wanted to. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing. It's just really.
I'll have to mess with it because.
Do it, yeah.
I sing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm vocal.
Cool.
R&B, Boyz II Men, stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. Not something a lot of people realize until I'm actually singing. And they're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, that's cool.
But one of the things is like, there's moments where like I wish I knew or I had in my inventory of songs I can just belt out.
Yeah.
But still R&B, but just like, but still kind of belted out like the feelings and stuff like that. Because a lot of them are very like soft and stuff like that. You know, Frankie J is very like, rather than
my obsession.
You know, these are my obsessions. But it's just funny because like AI gives me the opportunity to do that kind of stuff. Is to express yourself the way you want it to. If it's not out there, create it. You know, and there's that, and that's why, and that's why to me like. I like a lot of the musicals, like the movies that are musicals, because like there's one or two songs that are come close to.
Greatest Showman is a great freaking musical.
Greatest Showman, you know, Greatest Showman is a good one. Rent was I watched it once when I was younger, and I feel like I need to watch it again because I don't think I actually truly appreciate. Like,
you said Rent?
Rent.
I've never seen that one.
It's I want to say it's a Broadway musical, made movie. It was like 525,000.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
of course I know that song, but I've never actually knew what it came from.
Yeah. So I remember watching that one when I was younger, and I was like, oh, cool. I remember watching the movies like August
Bosoms.
Rush. Bosoms.
Oh, sorry. I was just like, does it change whenever I speak? I didn't realize that it was like voice activated.
I'm a one-man show. So as I'm talking, I'll do this. And then if you start talking, I'll hit enter and just switch camera angles.
Oh, that's because...
So that way, after we're done, it's literally already edited.
Okay. I always use that as my tester word because Ben Stiller's dad, he was in King of Queens, and they're showing him how he can talk to text, and he was like, bosoms.
That's funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got distracted from it.
Yeah, no. As we're talking, I'll change it over and I'll start.
Cool.
Yeah, because one of the things I was doing before. I mean, there's a progression of how I got to where I'm at with the whole podcasting thing. Is I had different camera angles, and I was like, I had one camera angle wide, and we're both in it. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I've seen Joe Rogan how it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
I wish there was. And then I looked up, like, we have smartphones. I have an extra phone, whatever. Like, there has to be a software that allows you to do this. Yeah. And there is called Switcher Studio.
That's cool.
And eventually I was like, okay. And you can select it yourself and keep going. But I was like, no, there has to be a way where I'm not at the iPad switching camera angles all the time. And then it has a shuffle feature. So I kind of left it there. But there's times where it'd be on the wrong person as I'm talking still, right? So eventually I'm like, okay, there has to be a way where I can kind of still control it, but not be at it. And I messaged Switcher, and they've been very good with responding with my questions and concerns. And there's like, oh yeah, if you just put a regular keypad, USB into the iPad, you can actually treat it as a switcher. So camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
That's cool.
So you can cue it up and then hit enter. So I'm pretty much acting like a production studio.
Yeah. You're Joe and Jamie.
Yeah, I'm Joe. Yeah, I'm Joe and Jamie. And it's funny. It goes like when I see movies and TV shows that has a news station. All right, cue camera 1.
Yeah,
like that's literally what I'm doing every single time. Right now, as I switch, it's just cued to the for the other camera. So now I'm just like, all right. So if I switch back to you, my camera is now queued up and you're on the spot. And if I switch back to me, your camera is queued up and I'm on the spot.
That's cool.
And if there was a third person, I'd be trying to hit 3 queued up if they started getting into it. And then...
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to get a second phone too so I can do that. Because right now I have to go like perform my song right here. And then if I like in the Howdy Tyler song that I have, it's like Howdy Tyler. I'm going back and forth between going like that. So first I have to perform the song this way. And then I have to get my camera and put it right there. And then perform the song that way. And then if I want a third angle, then I got to do it again. And so it's like 3 different videos I got to then piece together. That's pretty cool, though. You could just do it all at once.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to show you an app I use that might help you on that.
Oh, cool.
And it's still, you're doing the work. It's not AI or anything. But it's very interesting. Dude, I'm excited for you because, like, I'm very much advocate of just put your shit out there and see what happens. And, like... You just need that one video to go off.
Yeah, it was my cat in a hat video. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, so that's why I noticed your the cover art is you with the cat in the hat.
Yeah, so that's why I went with that one because I know that's my most popular video. So I was like, if people see that, they're like, "Oh shit, is that Emilio?" You know what I mean? And so that's why I went with that one. But that was a lot of fun to write. But it was just because I'm an ambassador technically for Suno and everything like that. So sometimes they'll tell us like if they want us to make a certain type of song, and so they were like, well, since it's Halloween time, make like a Halloween type of costume song. And so at first I was making something out. I was making like an Akatsuki rap for Itachi, and then my wife and I went to Spirit Halloween, and then I saw the cat in the hat thing, and I was like, I scratched everything as soon as I saw it because when I was a kid, you ever seen Epic Rap Battles of History?
Yeah.
I've seen every really cool. fucking episode. Okay. When I was a kid, the Cat in the Hat one was one of my favorite ones. So immediately as I put on the suit, I just felt it. You know what I mean? I felt it. And then I started looking up all the like Dr. Seuss. That's one thing that's cool about ChatGPT is that like I don't use it to write my lyrics, but I told it to tell me all the names of the books and everything like that. And so I learned all the names of the books, and then I was like, show me some of the like text and stuff like that, and then I would take some of the like walk it, pocket, rocket, fox with socks and stuff like that. So I took all that stuff and then I put it all in a rap, and it was just supposed to be like just like fast nonsense, but it sounded really good because I love words that rhyme. There's a lot of cool songs that I've heard that like the song is absolutely gibberish, but it sounds so good because everything's flowing so good. And so when I put that on there, I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna. It got me, I think, 2,500 followers in like 2 weeks. And so I was like, cool, yeah. So that helped out a lot. And then that's all I needed. And people started seeing my other songs, and they're like, dude, your music's really good. And then that's when people started personally DMing me, asking me for the album and stuff like that. And that's really cool. So it's like, people are going to tell you that AI is not good. Timberland, he works with Suno. You know who Timberland is? Yeah, he's a legend in the beat making world, but even he sees that like it's very useful and stuff like that. But people shit on it because pretty sure the only people who shit on it are people who aren't making money from like artists and stuff like that. Like I don't need to pay this guy $100 to make me something that can literally just generate album cover for myself if I wanted to.
I think also people who are not a big fan of AI is the people who have already invested in money on doing these things the hard way.
Yeah, exactly.
The original traditional way, and they're feeling some sort of feel like they got cheated out of.
No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I've just barely started writing music in April. The only reason I started writing music is because me and my wife were gonna have a date, and I wanted to make it like a really cute date. You know what I mean? So it's like I spent like hours on the internet trying to find, because we're really into anime and like cartoons and stuff like that. It's like we're really nerdy, and so I was trying to find a song that had all the references that I could think of inside of it. So I was like, there has to be a song that like super cute like that. Spent hours trying to find one, I couldn't find one. So I was like, fuck it, I'll write one myself. And then I was trying to find an app that I can use to make music. And then I found out about Suno, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I put it in there and I rapped into it. And then I told it I wanted to make it like lo-fi, because I'm a really big fan of lo-fi music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I heard it and made my wife cry. You know what I mean? And after that, I was hooked. You know what I'm saying? So just because other people hate it, you could make your wife cry, bro, from happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I highly recommend it. It's gonna be it is the new wave. It's starting to happen already. You know what I mean? People are cool with Sora and like these AI videos and stuff like that. But when it comes to music, it's like very taboo for some reason.
Well, I think when it comes to whatever you're actually trying to be in the field of, because there's artists that get upset about the painting or the creation of photo. Like they do Photoshop, they'd spend hours on this freaking photo. And here's Sora.
It's Sora too,
Sora too, creating this masterpiece.
If you need a link, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. No, that'd be awesome. And then one of the things is like, I've taken my kids' drawings and I've taken my own drawings and put it through ChatGPT, and I told them, hey, make this into a realistic painting, like somebody a professional would. And it looks exactly, and I'll show you later, and it looks exactly like my painting, but the apple looks like an
exactly.
apple.
Yeah,
and it's just, I'm like, oh, and this is like within like minutes. And I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy because you can now create anything that you've never been able to find or express.
Yeah.
And it's at your pocket.
And everybody uses it. All these rappers, everybody, like all the famous people they fucking use AI. They use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Even DDG was saying like, yeah, I use ChatGPT to write my songs and everything like that. It's like everybody's using it.
50 Cent is becoming relevant again because somebody came out with the 50 Cent songs remade into like a 1950s.
Yeah. Those things are cool. I love those videos.
Yeah.
There was the one with Eminem, Many Men, in the style of Frank Sinatra. I used to listen to that shit all the time, but then I think I got taken down because of like maybe copyright probably.
Probably.
But that's naturally with Eminem's music. Like his team is very strong with that shit. Yeah. But you can do so many things with AI. It's so cool. And you can either accept it or you can pout, you know what I mean? And if you pout, fuck them.
I tell people lean into it. If you're unsure, do it in private. People don't have to know that you're using it. Just use it 30 minutes a day. ChatGPT, the free one. Use it 30 minutes a day. Just ask. Don't treat it like Google. Treat it as if prompt it as like, hey, today I want you to be a professional nutritionist for me. Ask me questions on nutrition. It would ask me to kind of set the baseline of where I need to be. Today, I want you to be a podcast producer. What do I need to do what equipment do I need?
Exactly. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Just keep telling you. It's like, it's your own personal assistant in your pocket,
exactly.
Right? And
my buddy tells me, he's like, yeah, but you didn't spend hours on the internet looking for it. I was like, exactly. I didn't spend fucking hours on the internet looking for it. ChatGPT did it in 1 second and it scoured the entire fucking internet for me.
Like, we're not opening encyclopedias anymore.
Yeah.
We're Googling.
Yeah, exactly. I have to read the fucking dictionary. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if I was able to make my own music, if I had like studios and I had like a lot of people are just put in an environment where they're able to, they don't need to use AI and everything like that. I make sandwiches and I go home into my apartment. You know what I mean? I don't have a studio. I have my laptop. I have a mic, and then I have Suno. And Suno has literally allowed me to be able to compete, produce songs that are just as good as an actual studio and everything like that. Yeah. And like, I would never. Like I said, I'm just a songwriter. Like to me personally, I know like compared to La Russell, compared to Tyler the Creator, compared to Eminem, I'm a fucking bootlicker. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not even mean that in a negative way. I am a fan of hip hop and music first. You know what I mean? I respect everybody who did it before me. I respect the process of everything. I will never say I'm better. I will never say that I'm talented as them because I know for a fact that I'm not. You know what I mean? They could do everything that I'm doing in my room by themselves. Like Prince, who the fuck is better than Prince? He did everything, absolutely everything. And I'm not Prince. You know what I mean? I'm Emilio. I didn't have an opportunity to learn how to play music when I was younger. Nobody in my family does music. You know, I'm not around it. I don't have any friends that do music. So it's like, I was just never put in the right environment to be able to grow in it. But now I can grow by myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I have a lot of knowledge of music and comedy and movies and just like this. I'm a fan of so many different things, and that's the cool thing about music is that everything that I know, everything I've ever seen, everything I ever loved, everything I ever hated, I can use. You know what I mean? In a song. Same thing with comedy. You can use anything. It's super unlimited. But before, it was limited to what you could do. But now AI is allowing me to do whatever I want. And like I said, I can make any type of song that I want. You know, I could drop a cool bar, and then I can go do some Motown shit right after that. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think I want to do something. If you can, make an intro song for this episode.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be long. I don't care, and I'll just splice it however I need to, and then that way I can post it. If you send it to me today.
What's cool too is that what you should do is that you can use. It's not just lyrics. You can also make beats and everything like that on Suno. So like if you want like little ambient music in the background and stuff, you can make your own, and then it's not copyrighted or anything like that. So with Suno, what's cool is that if you're on the free version, they own your songs. But if you're on a paid subscription, doesn't matter which paid subscription you're on, as long as you're a paid subscriber, you own 100% of your song and everything like that. So then that's why I'm able to post them, and that's why I'm able to like make an album and everything like that. Suno doesn't own my music. I own my music. That's the cool thing, because there's a lot of other apps where like they technically own it still and everything like that. But Suno, like as long as you pay your subscription, you own your music and you can make money off of your own music and stuff like that. So that's really cool. That's why they're a really cool app. So I would say get on it now, because like luckily when I was on it, I got into it kind of early, so I was able to become an ambassador. And I don't know if they're still accepting more, but it's like it's growing quick.
So you probably have like a referral link.
Yeah, I have a referral link on my pages if people wanted to go there. But you know, like I hate it when people say like, click my link. You know, you either click my link if you want to, or you can just download the app. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But I highly recommend that you at least try it. Because at first you're just like, oh, that's whack. And then you actually generate something. You're like, that's pretty cool. You're like, oh, I did that. That was my idea. It was like, yeah, it was. And then you try it a little bit more, and then you just have fun with it. You can literally you can make a gospel song, and then you can keep on, like I said, you keep on generating and generating. You can turn that gospel song into a trap gospel song, and then you can turn it into a Motown trap gospel song and everything like that. And then you can have it layer the voices. If you wanted to do something with the harmony, you can make it do that. You have to just get really, like, let me show you. Like, I showed you just one of my generations really quickly, and then this is what it looks like whenever I'm actually generating my own song. So like I put all that information in there and stuff like that to get the thing how I want it to be. I mean? So you got to put a lot of info in there in order to get it exactly. But even then, you don't even have to put that much info. That's just if you want it to be a certain way. You can just hit rap, and then it'll generate something for you. But if you wanted it more specific, then you got to get more specific. So like that's when it starts to get real. Like I am making this shit. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, I'm not just sitting, make me a song. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually putting thought into it. And so these songs would sound completely different if I didn't. If I just hit generate, I would not be sitting with you. You know what I mean? Like nobody would listen to my shit. And I don't even mean this in a negative way. It's like, because there's other Suno ambassadors, and I respect every single one of them. But it does, I have noticed that some of their music and content is very, very AI. You know what I mean? It's not, you can tell either one, they didn't write their lyrics, or they just told ChatGPT, here, make me a song about eating a burger on a Sunday morning. Because some of their videos are like that, like, I am eating a burger. You know what I mean? It's like, that's cool and everything like that. So as long as they're, you know, working with Suno, and they're like, if it's working out for them. But I'm trying to use Suno, like, because I know Suno, I'm not saying that they're using me, but like it's like a mutual partnership. I'm training their algorithm. My videos promote their app and everything like that. So instead of just making, you know, dumb songs just to put content out there, I was like, well, I'm gonna use it to make my own music and everything like that. So now we're like, it's like a mutual partnership. So I get to make my songs, and then I help promote them. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I'll definitely have to start messing around with it. The free version for sure, and then eventually, because I did that with ChatGPT, I did the free version, and eventually it helped me so much. I was like, I'm just gonna pay the $20.
Well, what's it called? So there's a $5 one, and I think there's like a $10 one, and then there's like a $20 one.
Okay.
So the $5 one, it just gives you like some more generations. But if you do the $5 one, then you automatically own everything that you're generating already. You know what I mean? It's a month. You know what I mean? It's a coffee. As the TikTok likes to say, for the price of 1 cup of coffee.
Yeah. Or if you really go down, it's like divide $5 into 30 days, like for the price of 30 cents.
Yeah,
30
exactly.
cents a day. They always try to justify it one way or another. But the reality is, like, if you really wanted to, you could, and stuff like that. And I think that's what AI has brought forward for anybody. And now pair it with YouTube, TikTok, social media platforms. It's just completely up there. You can literally be the reason you break out.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for that newsletter or that newspaper article. You don't have to wait for that TV segment. You don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to wait for nobody to tell you anything. You just go for it. And I'm super proud of you. And dude, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Really appreciate it. I was like, oh sure. I was like, me? I was like,
And to me, everybody I think deserves to tell their story. And I think the cool part about you is, again, bringing it back to your mom, is one way or another, you're telling her story without her knowing,
My life story is her life story, which is my grandma's life story, which is her mom's life story. It's all from the very beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Paso Robles Podcast. PRP, where the average Joe has a voice in the content's vast. PRP, it's always top class. All the other shows have been outclassed. Now just sit and enjoy the podcast. PRP. Paso Robles Podcast.